38, eto na. Nasa linya na ho natin ang ating makakausap, Independent Health Reform Advocate, Dr. Anthony Tony Leachon. Dr. Tony, kumusta? Magandang umaga po.
Si Ricky Rosales.
Yes, of course, Dr. Tony. Ngayon, kahapon pang ating inumpisahan ito at sabi ko yung magandang bigyan nga ako ng espasyo dito sa DZXL, itong plunder case po ninyong ito. And hindi lang ito plunder, no? Meron kayong technical malversation at hindi lang si Secretary Recto ito, kundi ang daming officials na inyong sinampahan ng kaso. Dr. Tony, what do you hope to achieve with this case? Given na alam natin, nagkaroon na ho ng Supreme Court decision at nasa PhilHealth na ho uli yung pera, anong gusto nyo ma-achieve dito, Dr. Tony?
Well, ang una ko gusto December 5 is actually to enlighten the public on three things. The first one is hindi talaga na-isoli yung pera because the money after the December 5 was actually charged doon sa 2026 General Appropriations Act. So it means ang nagbayad pa rin taxpayers' money.
Okay.
Backtrack a little bit, September 20, 2025, before the December 5 Supreme Court decision, the President ordered in Pabella Hospital to return the money sa PhilHealth through the Treasury. So, hindi sinoli yun kasi under the executive branch, sinabi ng Pangulo, pwede na isoli. But granting with that kind of situation, the December 5, ang government, ang executive branch, had the time na isoli yung pera from the Treasury to the PhilHealth para tablan na kayo. Ang ginawa, kinarga sa 2026 budget. So, double jeopardy yun. Ibig sabihin, na ginisa tayo sa sarili nating mantika at sinabing, na-isoli na namin siya 3 weeks ago. Hindi naman, wala ang sinole from the 2026 budget na tayo nagbayad. In fact, it is third jeopardy because the lost opportunities, Ricky, when the time when the 60 billion was unconstitutionally transferred to the Treasury and apparently it was used for unprogrammed appropriation. So, yung mga pasyenteng dapat natulungan for heart disease, cancer, stroke, and claims sa mga hospital, hindi nagawa yon. So, ang second goal is basically accountability. Ganun na lang ba yon after na magkaroon ng determination na unconstitutional yon, wala bang mapaparusahan? And by doing this ombudsman case and filing cases with Secretary Recto, Toledo, and the former president of PhilHealth, and the current si Edwin Mercado, the chairman of the board, Ted Herbosa, and the PDIC, ito yung bago na hindi alam, kinuha rin ng government yung 107 billion Philippine Depositors Incorporated, kaya kasama si Roberto Tan. Today, I might also file a supplemental case against former DBM Secretary Amenah Pangandaman because during the first time, ang tunay na nag-approve nito, yung mga SARO and CAs, ay kasabay ni Secretary Recto, si Amenah Pangandaman. So, naging acting secretary lang naman si Rolando Toledo at ngayon napalitan na. So, the past and the present who signed the documents, kasama po sila. And ang third reason kung bakit natin ginusto to is nalalapit din son at magbabudget hearing. We want the Congress and the Senate to reinstitute kasi in 2025 zero budget po for PhilHealth, walang binigay. And I filed also sa Supreme Court na mag-oral arguments na kasi we were robbed of 60 billion double jeopardy or triple jeopardy. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, in 2025, zero ang budget po for PhilHealth. So, kailangan ho niyan bayaran nila in the 2027 budget so that hindi na po tayo mamamalimos through the patronage politics program, yung MAIPIP. And once the patient Ricky na hospital pupunta ka lang sa accounting division, show your statement of account, and then how much ang ibabayad ng PhilHealth, and hopefully yung out-of-pocket expenses liliit. Kasi yun ang essence of the universal healthcare law.
Mm.
After funding through the sin taxes, siya ang magpupuno ng universal healthcare, just like in other South Asian countries where very minimum ang binabayad ng kanilang mga citizens as compared to us na is a staggering 60% of the bill binabayaran ng pasyente, and even more that a middle class patient will run into real poverty because of sickness, because of the lack of funding
Mm.
coming from the state insurance agency.
Apo. Doc Tony, gusto kong sagutin mo ito kasi ang nabasa kong sagot dito ni Executive Secretary Recto, tinawag niya itong harassment on from you. And parang ang insinuation there are people behind you in pushing this. How do you react to that?
Well, unang-una, Ricky, how can I harass the little president? He is the second most powerful person in the Philippines. Paano? Ako'y ordinaryong citizen. I don't hold any position in government. I'm comfortable. I have a decent job. I'm not rich, just comfortable. I'm an health advocate. Magkasama pa tayo even before that.
Yes. Mm.
So, ang ibig sabihin, sino mag-financier sa akin? And I think he alluded to Lebiste, meron silang private war. And in 2012, nung una ko nakasalimuha si Secretary Recto during the Ways and Means Committee, ang long history na noon kasi, he watered down the sin tax bill from 60 billion to 15 billion.
Mm.
And when we met him with Secretary Cabral and other health advocates, Dr. Balgos, Dr. Dance, Dr. Limpin, and Dr. Nazareth, he was smoking and he was drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we rallied, and then he was changed by Frank Drilon. So kung meron siyang insinuation about that is 2012, I'm 65 years old, minus 13,
Oo.
52. 32 years old ngayon yata si Leandro Lebiste. Nasa elementary school pa si Leandro Lebiste. So that is highly speculative because
Right.
of my long track record. So that is a ad hominem attack. Ibig sabihin, dapat sagutin ni Secretary Recto yung issue at hindi niya gagamitin on how to attack me based on the personal accusation, because I actually framed this based on the Supreme Court decision.
Mhm.
Kung malalaman mo, I'm not bitter. Why should I be bitter? Because I have a good practice.
Mm.
I'm a physician. I have a family.
Yeah.
I have a good life.
Yeah.
Ang sinasabi
I
ko.
agree.
And ako, what will I gain from doing this?
Mm.
It is because of my 20-year service as a health advocate from Syntax, from being independent director ng PhilHealth from 2016 to 2019, the passage of the Universal Healthcare Law. And when I was summoned by President Duterte during the COVID pandemic,
Yeah.
and then pumutok tong PhilHealth. So ibig sabihin, kung re-reviewin lang ng mga kababayan natin, and of course the very good Secretary Recto, na ang amin hong entanglement matetrace back more than 12 years ago. So the politics thing, ang layo po doon. They don't even know Congressman Leandro Lebiste. So it's highly speculative, and I think it's foul to question my credibility. Wala ho akong ginagamit na politika. If you see my post, I just post on healthcare advocacy,
Yeah.
and I don't dwell with any politics on both sides of the camp.
Apo. Okay, sige. Klaro naman kasi ako din, sabi mo nga ever since binabantayan kita, nababasa ko yung mga post mo. And really, nagre-resonate, kaya siya nagre-resonate to a larger public. Hindi, there's politics in it, but really, yung facts at saka yung assessment mo based on your expertise sa health, klaro naman. So, kailangan lang talaga sumagot ka doon, Doc Tony. So, ano ngayon ang inaasahan natin given this, no? Final mo sa ombudsman, 2 kaso ito, mabibigat ito, at ang lalaki ding personality ito. May timeline ka bang nakikita rito? I mean, maya-maya pa, budget, ano na naman, season na naman nga. At sabi mo, ang ganda nung pinunto mo sa umpisa na triple jeopardy pa ngayon nangyari sa atin. So may timeline ka ba rito? Paano ba ito? May possibility na umakyat pa ito hanggang sa Supreme Court or paano ba ito?
Okay. Ito yung naisip ko. The timing kasi ng pag-file ko, inisip ko actually ito 3 weeks ago pa. But with the death of my sister, medyo naantala. My eldest sister passed
Uy,
away.
condolence po.
And that triggered me really to file. And that particular grief turned into an energy that I should do it. Ngayon, ang timeline sa nakikita ko, might be faster. Kasi if you look at the social media, the people are resonating and the people are listening and enlightened right now. Okay, yan ang isa. Number 2, I see silver linings because Ombudsman Remulla is actually getting into senators involved in the flood control and even Speaker Martin Romualdez. These are people on opposite of the camp. The one is Speaker Romualdez is very close to the president, being the first cousin. And on the other side, I just read Senator Cheese, Jinggoy, and Joel. Now, I think the ombudsman is serious about this. And I have full hope in the judicial process. Yung Korte Suprema nga, nag-decision dito. Tiniming ko ito kasi papasok yung impeachment ng July 6 and then the son of the president is the last Monday of July. And therefore, budget hearing, dapat doon natin singilin yung arrears. The arrears right now from 2023 to 2025 from the sin taxes and the PAGCOR and PCSO is, I got this data from Professor Shelo Magno. Right now, 330 ang hindi nila binigay ng government. Plus the 60 billion that is 390 plus the PDIC na kinuha nila na hindi sinole, 107. It's a staggering 497 billion.
Wow.
So, yan ang kailangan nilang isole. And my suggestion na ilalabi natin, rather than unprogrammed appropriations na nag-oral argument, during the 25 budget, which is the worst, ang unprogrammed appropriation nun umabot ng trillion do sa flood control. Yung latest Supreme Court umabot ng 250 billion na kinontra ni Congressman Laila de Lima and Edgar Erice, 250. Ngayon, tanggalin na nila yung unprogrammed appropriation. And then, ilagay nila sa health. And that will be the legacy of the president. Kasi the 2027 GAA will be the last year na sinasabi natin aktibo ang presidente. Kasi yung last year ng presidente may be a lame duck year kasi election year.
Yeah.
So kung gusto ng Pangulo ma-rectify, kasi among the president, siya lang ang, I would say, had the worst healthcare system program. Kasi si President Aquino did the sin tax law. President Duterte in 2019, Universal Healthcare Law. Warts and all, whatever you believe, kasi nasa ICC na siya. But he did his thing, Universal Healthcare. Now, after those 2 presidencies, ano ang legacy ni Bongbong Marcos? Kinuha yung pera ng PhilHealth. Ang healthcare system natin sadsad in the ICU setting right now. Hindi na isoli yung PDIC. People are suffering. If you look around sa mga hospital, mahirap, may sakit,
Agree.
nakapila. Unbelievable
Yes.
poverty related to the chronic underfunding of health.
Opo. Yun nga yung binabanggit ko. Yan yung kinukwento ko kanina, Doc Tony. Anyway, nako, Doc Tony, it's nice to talk to you again. Maraming salamat and well, best regards. At magbabantay kami and hopefully makakwentuhan ka pa namin sa susunod pong mga episode natin dito. Thank you, Doc. Mabuhay ka.
Maraming salamat, Ricky, at sa ating mga kababayan.
Thank you
Sana
po.
suportahan niyo to. Ito po'y para sa inyo, para sa ating lahat na ma-achieve natin ang universal healthcare
Mm-mm.
para mapondohan naman po ang PhilHealth para hindi na tayo mamalimos
Yeah.
at humingi ng guarantee letters para sa bayan at maging accountable naman po yung mga tao upang sa ganun hindi na maulit po ito. This is the worst healthcare crisis in modern history. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Mabuhay ka. Si Dr. Anthony Tony Liachon, isa pong independent health reform advocate.
DCXL.